Hey, welcome back everybody to another episode of Modsauce. Wow, a few days have passed since we set up the quintuple ore processing, and unfortunately I had some computer problems. So I did not get a lot of recording time in the last 3 days, neither in this nor the other series, but I should be back in business. Everything's working fine again. And, well, I did get to play around a lot with this, and you guys can probably tell. Let me go in the other view here, that I did change quite a bit in the setup. I don't know how else to put this. I will never make a quintuple ore processing again. It's a lot of fun figuring this out and setting it up, but unfortunately it cannot handle any kind of quarry or digital miner input. You would have to scale this so large that this entire room here would be filled at least. Now, let me just show you guys real quick the changes I did, and then we'll go through why I don't think it is very good and what is a better solution. So, first of all, I doubled our oxygen production and our hydrogen. So we got 2 guys making hydrogen and 2 guys making oxygen. And each one of those are pumping into a gas tank. This one is full with oxygen, and this one is full with hydrogen. And you can pump in apparently from any side you want, but coming out, you only can where that face is, with that red line right there. That's the only way to extract it again. And this goes like before, over here, making hydrogen chloride with the chlorine. Let me close NEI. With the chlorine that we're getting from the salination plant via another electrolytic separator. Okay, and that gets pumped into this guy right here, the chemical injection chamber, the factory. That's what this is used for. We're not using this anymore to make sulfur. You guys see here, there's a barrel full of sulfur, and I'm getting that from a blaze farm. That is a lot faster and a lot easier to get because the brine production is so slow that there's no way you can keep up with this if you process a lot of ore. And I'll show you guys how I get the sulfur in a minute. And the other thing is I didn't double anything over here. This is still making the sulfur trioxide from oxygen and sulfur dioxide from the sulfur. And then that together with the water vapor makes the sulfuric acid, which, mashes these ores up into the slurry. And then it gets washed with water to make a clean slurry and then crystallized into, I think, clumps, right? Something like that. And you guys see I tripled this here. I had this planned. You guys see I have color codes, red, green, and blue. And up here, I took the filters out now because I need to set them up new for the changes we're going to make. And this is also going to become an ender chest. But this is tripled. Like I said last episode, I was thinking of, maybe splitting this up. Iron, gold, and copper in one. Silver, tin, and lead in the other one. And then the rest, all the other smaller ores into the third one. Well, the problem is that one iron ore, when you put it in here, even though this guy is, it doesn't matter if you speed this guy up, he's going to produce the slurry faster than this chemical washer can handle. This is the bottleneck. These guys take forever to make the clean slurry. And anyway, one iron ore I tested most of the time, it takes over 1 minute and 30 seconds for one iron ore to come out here as 5 iron ingots. So that is just, there is no way you can keep up with that. So my plan is to use the quintuple ore processing for the ores where we get very little from. And I'll show you guys in a minute how I find out which are the ores that are more rare. Okay, I did a lot of testing with that. And for everything else, we're going to use this process right here, which is the quadruple processing. So any ore that we pump into the chemical injection chamber, like iron, gold, silver, we're going to get 4 ingots out of this. Okay? And that also makes it easier. It makes it faster. You can't get backups like that. So this one right here will become another ender chest for the quadruple, and this is an ender chest going to be for quintuple. And how we split all this up, we're going to set up here in a few minutes. All right, so now let's go and I show you guys real quick how I'm handling getting all this sulfur. Let me just double check I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, the process works. I had a lot of fun setting it up, and if you haven't yet, go ahead and do it. It's a lot of fun figuring this out. I enjoy it. And if you don't want to do this part over here, I can't blame you. You know, just make the oxygen and the hydrogen oxygen here, and this is the hydrogen chloride. You know, that's also a lot of fun, just setting that up, maybe with a salination plant, and just do the quadruple ore processing. I think it's the better choice in my opinion. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and can I target this from here? Let's see. No, we gotta go down one more. Here we are. So I made a tier 5 blaze spawner a while ago, and then actually I forgot who told me. It's like, why don't you just grind up blaze rods? And then I checked NEI, and when you grind up blaze rods, you have a 40% chance to getting sulfur. So that's what I've been doing here. I got 3 grinders set up so they can keep up with this because it's just too fast. Let me take my magnet out so I stop picking up whatever there is. So yeah, they get grinded up. I turn it off because we got plenty of it waiting right now. And I'm going to turn it on again once we turn on the ore processing again, of course. It goes underground, all the drops and so on to here. You guys see I took out all the deep storage units and the chests and so on. They went into the new sorting area, which we're going to visit here once I showed you guys the changes. All right, here I'm collecting the blaze skulls, and the blaze rods go in here. You guys see I turned it off because we already have 25,000 waiting. And if this pulverizer sends the sulfur out, then it continues grinding up blaze rods, which the main product you get is blaze powder. You guys see we get a lot. And it goes into the transfer node here with an ender transmitter back up to that barrel that we just came from. And that's how I'm making the sulfur now. Much, much easier. If you have access to a blaze farm, I can only recommend you making it that way. It's a lot better than using all the other stuff, the brine. You just cannot keep up. I don't see how that's possible. All right, now we go to the salination plant. Yes. And I'll show you guys the changes over there. Okay, so you guys can see there's been a couple of machines added. There was nothing here before. And our brine tank is nice and full. 8,700 buckets. But that's because I haven't used much. I've been, you know, tinkering with other things that we're going to do today. So how this works now is pretty much we're making brine out of salt. Okay? This process here is, with these 5 fully overclocked machines, is still slower than that one salination tower out there. But even those two together cannot keep up with a 100% quintuple ore processing. It's not possible. You see the brine just draining like crazy when I turn it on. But how this works is I got this set up over here with a node pumping water into this cyclic assembler, and I made a pattern to make fresh water. And that's simply, you make the pattern, you drop a bucket of water in here and then press OK, if you have a schematic in here, of course. You don't even need the bucket, it just makes this automatically. And that goes automatically over into this guy. That I made a pattern with a pot and one of these fresh water. That makes 4 salt, I believe. And that's just making a lot of salt here. Now, it was important that I upgraded this guy here with 11 world interaction upgrades. Otherwise, the water over here cannot keep up. And then you run out of salt eventually and slow down this whole process. Now, of course, bumping into the pipe here. These 5 chemical oxidizers are fully overclocked, all 5 of them. I did not mess around. I wanted to do 100% quintuple, but after a while, I just like, all right, this is not going to happen. And this makes gaseous brine, which gets pumped into these rotary condensators, where you condentrate that into liquid brine, and I pump that over into the tank. And you guys see I changed these spot loaders to a chunk loader, because I think there's a problem with spot loaders. Every time I came over here, this tank was not formed. And I also noticed another problem with my tree farm not working, even though there was a spot loader. I think that they're just not loading if you're not visiting that chunk. Almost like the personal anchors from Railcraft. You have to visit there first, and then they keep it loaded until you log out. These chunk loaders don't care. As long as you're online, they're going to keep this loaded, and I have not ran into any problems. Okay. If you guys have any questions about this setup, let me know. There's a Tesseract and power underneath here. Right there. And can I get my sandstone? Thank you. And that's it. It's a very simple process. I wanted to boost the brine production, because we need it also for the quadruple. We need that hydrogen chloride also for the quadruple. So we're going to need a lot of this. The quintuple is only not doable due to the ones that make the dirty slurry being too slow. It's just not going to happen. All right, now let me head back home. And we are going to set up now how we are going to split up the ores. What are we going to do with all these drops that we're getting from a quarry, from a digital miner, or me just mining and throwing it into an ender bag? Now, first thing you notice here, there is no more chests. Everything here is gone to storage. I moved it all downstairs where we're going to go now. And I'm going to put the ME system here and there. And I want to split up these machines a little bit more and spread them into this wall. This is still going to be our main workshop. I love it here. But the storage needs to get out of here. And hopefully next episode we're actually going to have access via an ME system already. Okay. Now let's go down here and check it out. I think it turned out really nice. I got 120 deep storage units in here. All the ores, building blocks, and then more gem gobbledygook, and then all the mob drops that we're getting from our farms, and the skulls, and then I have the main woods over here, because I would like the tree farm to start pumping in here also, plus rubber and apples. Whenever you see this, it's called poison, I think, poison stone brick. These deep storage units are empty. And there's 4 more over there and 1 more there. I did not, I don't want to force fill this here. And if we ever run out of room, then I can add deep storage units on top and on the bottom and simply put items frames on here. But I kind of like this. And just so there's no confusion, even though the ore is up here, we're only storing the actual ingots. Okay, but I did not want to put a gold block and a silver block, because that would have been too many colors. I'm already not too happy about these sands here, but they're okay. At least they have a color like this. But when you get into these blues and amethyst blocks, pink, it just be too colorful. I don't want that. And all our other stuff is currently in these chests, and I cannot wait to get rid of them. Okay, so now let's talk about how we are going to set all this up. I personally have never had or seen this many ender chests in one spot, but don't get scared by it. It's very simple. It makes sense. Let me try to explain it to you guys. We're gonna have an ender chest with 3 red. This is our main input chest. Everything that comes from anywhere comes into this chest. I have 2 more in my infrastructure bag, and I have this bag right here. The ender pouch is already that color. That is our main chest. Everything starts here. And then we have a transfer node and 1, 2, 3, 4 sorting pipes. And if it doesn't get into the sorting pipes, I'm not showing you the signs on purpose, then it goes into this transfer pipe into this colored ender chest, which is our storage system left. There's no pipes going to the storage system right. And I want to explain those first. Why do I have them set up like this? And I'm going to take them down real quick and show you guys. Let me take out my magnet again. Where these guys are going. 2 of them are going in a different place. But this is pretty much these red, white is the main chest to our storage system. This is the main chest coming to the base, and if it does not get processed in some way, it goes to the storage system left. We'll never pump anything directly into the storage system right, and you guys are going to see this in 1 second why. Alright, behind here is where all the cabling is for now. For now, I'm going with extra utilities transfer pipes, but soon, hopefully, in an episode or two, we're going to have all ME storage buses here so we can directly access everything. So, when something comes into the storage system, it goes into this chest. I'm going to call this storage left. Let me show you guys why. When you stand here, everything from the stairs to the left is storage left, and everything from the stairs to the right is storage right. And there's a reason why I split it up, because it's faster. So, an item comes in here, and it gets sucked out, and it goes through all these deep storage units incredibly fast. I got stack upgrade and 64 speed upgrades. And some of these that are not used, I put the glass covers so it cannot put anything in there by accident, or by mistake I should say. And then it goes to the end and it cannot find anything. Well, that's when we're pumping it into the chest for the storage system right. White, red, red. Left is red, red, white, and right is white, red, red. Well, that's a tongue twister. Alright, and now we go over to the right side. I had so much fun figuring all this out and planning it. You guys have no idea. Alright, and this is where the other end of the chest goes. We're never going to pump anything directly in there. It can only come after it went through storage left. And this one again, stack upgrade and 64 speed upgrades. And it goes through the entire right hand side. And if it doesn't find it here, then it goes to the end here where currently it's dead ending. Okay? And at the moment, I'm not worried about items coming in here that are not going to be sorted, because we're only going to hook up our ore processing for now. And all that has a spot here. And eventually, this pipe right here will be an interface, an ME interface, so it goes into our storage drives. So bows, gold nuggets, whatever, you know, steaks and so on, all that stuff that doesn't have a deep storage unit is going to end up here and then go into an interface. And until that goes, once we're turning this on, I'm going to put an overflow chest here for the time being, just to make sure I can find out if I forgot something. You know, whoa, I totally forgot to give copper ingots a spot or something. All right, so I hope that makes sense. And why is it faster? Okay, instead of one transfer node having to go all the way around, it does one half. It's not there, I don't care. I pass it on to the next side. And then this guy takes it, go through here. I can't find it, passes it on to an interface. It's incredibly fast. All right, so now we got that figured out. And now we are going to talk about these other 5. Okay, so we're gonna... Oh, wait a second. No, we have to go to the mining age real quick to show you guys the testing I did over there, to explain what are we gonna send into quintuple and what into quadruple. Okay, right here you guys see a lot of barrels. You guys remember, this is where we, let me zoom in. This is where we had the first digital miner on camera that we set up. And I haven't ran it since then, besides, you know, going out and looking for osmium or lapis, whatever was out. And then I mapped in 3 times more 32 by 32 radius at the digital miner run here, there, and there. So I have 3 samples of full possible potential, and everything came into an ender chest here and was piped into all these barrels. So all this is from 3 digital miners, pretty much doing 32 by 32 radius 3 times. And you guys see, like coal, we got 2 full barrels and then some, iron a whole barrel and then some. And that's how I wrote down or could figure out the ores that we're not getting so much. Cobalt and ardite, well, I don't really care if we have a lot, because that's more than we will ever use. We can make a road out of these. But other ones that stuck out is, for example, right here. The shiny ore and the mana infused ore. Really not a lot. I'm also kind of surprised that we only got a little bit over 3 stacks of sulfur. That's usually quite abundant, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't go into quintuple or quadruple ore processing. It goes into the last one. So other ones, dark iron, gold. Gold is only 15 stacks. But look at lead, 38 stacks. I mean, we're getting a lot of stuff. So that's not the problem. But this is how I found out, which ones do I want to send where. And then, of course, a lot of research in NEI. I looked through every single ore, what's the best way to process them. And that's what we're going to set up now. So we have, after the main input here, one ender chest that's going to go to the quadruple ore processing. And I put that first in the line because that's going to get the most. All the iron, copper, tin, and so on. And the things that I want to quadruple or process are these. We're going to gold, silver, lead, iron, copper, tin, dark iron, tungsten, ardite, cobalt, and aluminum. Those are all, besides quintuple, the best choices to put into our mechanism quadruple ore process. Okay? And am I lagging? What's going on? Chest? Close. Okay, why don't you just stay open there? The next one I'm sending to quintuple ore processing. I should probably change these two over to this one because we're not going to send much into quintuple ore process. And of course, I'm sorry to mention, there's two of them because one goes in here and the other one goes over into the ore processing area. And what we're going to send into the quintuple for now, it might change down the line, is shiny, mana-infused osmium and ferrous. I kind of feel comfortable that the quintuple can handle this, and we're not getting too many of those. And I've been low on osmium too many times that I want to get this one extra ore. You guys see this is red? Is it because I'm clicking on this guy with... I think it had to do because I was clicking with the staff of traveling. Anyways, then we have a regular ore process. That's what I consider doubling. That's the regular ore processing, and that's going to have a sag mill, an enrichment chamber, and a pulverizer. Because certain items work better in different ones. So, first one, enrichment chamber, is going to get redstone, lapis lazuli, and salt. We get 12 redstone, 12 lapis, and 4 salt. And this mechanism salt can only be processed by the enrichment chamber. You can't send it anywhere else. The next one is a sag mill. We're going to send our Certus quartz ore. Certus quartz ore in the sag mill, you get 1 pulverized Certus quartz and 1 Certus quartz crystal. Pulverizer and enrichment chamber all give you 2 pulverized ones. And I want to keep 1 of each. I think that's better. I can always pulverize the crystal when we need it, but we're going to get enough. Coal is also best processed in a sag mill. Pulverizer and enrichment chamber give you 2 coal. The sag mill gives you 3 with a, I think, 40% chance, get this right, 60% chance to get a coal powder. So that's a huge increase. So I'm going to send the coal through the sag mill. Bauxite is the only place I could figure out that can handle it is the sag mill. There doesn't seem to be anything. I could probably ore convert it into aluminum first, but meh, who needs aluminum? And yellowite I'm also processing in the sag mill because you have a chance to get a cyanide. Well, it's only a 5% chance, but it's free. And we get the same as in the pulverizer and in the enrichment chamber. And the last one is the pulverizer. It's going to get diamond, we get 2. Emerald, we get 2. Sulfur is the only machine in the pulverizer, we get 6. And saltpeter is also, I think it's the only machine, right? Yeah, we get 4. Only the pulverizer can handle it. And then all those items, of course, besides the aluminum, go straight back into our storage system because we don't smelt them. We're only going to smelt yellowite. That's it. Nothing else gets smelted. Oh, what? What's going on? Must be my lag. Everything looks fine. Alright. And then I have another process called pick ore processing, where we're actually going to set up a machine that uses a fortune pick and breaks down the blocks by hand, I was going to say, but it's just breaking it down with the pick. Because all these ores we cannot handle with a machine. For example, the sticky ore that gives us slime balls, there's no way to process it. You need to actually hit it with a pick. All these, topaz, tanzanite, malachite, amber, apatite, ruby, sapphire, peridot, salt, can only be processed by hand, I'm going to call it. The charged Certus quartz ore, I want to break down with a pick, because if you use it in the pulverizer or something, you just get back regular Certus quartz dust. Well, I want the charged stones back. And the ender amethyst, the same, you need to manually process it. So these are gonna go... Something's going on. I know this is trapped, but maybe that's causing... It doesn't matter. And so this is something we're gonna set up. Not today for sure, but next episode, hopefully we're gonna set this up. And then these 3 ores go straight into the storage system. I'm not processing them at all. The cinnabar, for the reason is, I don't know what I want. Do I want the thermal foundation cinnabar eventually? Or do I want the cinnabar dust for electrical age to make mercury? Well, if I ever need some, well, then I just take out a few stacks and throw it in a machine and let it process it for me. Biome essence ore is useless. I don't want to avoid it, but I don't want to break it up and end up with these dozens or hundreds of different of these essence thingies, whatever they're called. And the silicon ore is the same as the cinnabar. I don't know what I want for it yet, because you can get eventually the silicon ingot, or where is it? What is the when you break it down by hand, the silicon for Galacticraft, whatever that is called. So if we ever when we start with Galacticraft, we take a few stacks and throw it into the pick processing to just get the silicon out of it. And if we need it for electrical age, then we can use it. But for now, we're just gonna throw them into the storage system in this form. The same for, did I say the biome essence and, wow, I already forgot. Oh, cinnabar. So those are not getting processed. So now we're gonna take these. I'm gonna have to remember that. Left is quadruple. Let's just put one by one so I don't mess up the order. Okay. So this input chest here becomes the quadruple. So that's it. Now let's pick up the quintuple. That down over there. And that's going to be this chest up here. And then of course I need to set up the filters here in a minute to what ore goes into which one. Like osmium goes to one by itself, and the other 3 I'm gonna split up in 2. Because we're gonna get most of the osmium. Alright, man, I'm so sorry guys that this is all talking, but I really wanted to show you guys how I'm setting this up, and well, it just takes a long time to explain, and wow, we already have like 26 minutes on this. Holy shnikes. Well, it's gonna be a longer one, nothing I can do. This one right here, I said we're gonna set up next episode, but now I'm gonna go ahead and get the machines ready. I haven't made them yet for the regular ore processing, and we'll add them to our ore processing over there. And then we're gonna take some samples and throw it in, and see how everything works, and then, you know, get the countdown here and see, yep, it comes down here, it goes to the right place. I'll be right back. Okay, a couple hours went by and I did a lot of tinkering and making the machines that we needed, and it's a lot of fun. I'm really having a blast, but it is getting pretty crazy. Alright, so let me show you guys first of all how I set up the filters here before we move on. I don't know what I was thinking. I had sorting pipes on here. Of course you need filter pipes. It was late at night, I guess, when I set this up initially. You need filter pipes. And I'm not gonna go through each one of the filters now because we looked at all the chests earlier, what goes where. I set up the item filter for the quadruple ore processing. For the quintuple here, it's the same ores that we had in all these chests. Then this is for the regular processing, just doubling and so on. that goes to the sag mill, pulverizer, and an extra enrichment chamber. And then this is the manual, the pick ore processing, where we got the other stuff that we need to break down with a pick. You get a couple times you see the pipes going on top because the green filter here pointing in directly, you know, I got 9 on it, you can't put more, so I needed to take a second exit or way for them to go, so whenever I needed 2 filters, a pipe goes up. And then this is just a transfer pipe, so meaning, hey, if there's nothing else, just send into the storage system. Now, there is one problem I need your guys' help, and I can't figure this out. Let's say this pick ore processing here, the chest is full. Okay, I'll show you guys what happens. I left one spot empty just to make sure that it actually goes into the right way. So let's put in this ruby ore and it's gone. And it goes into the correct chest because this filter over here has a third of the bottom, you see ruby ore. So that's working properly. But now look what happens when this is actually full. It cannot put anything in it anymore. To me, the transfer node should stop. Hey, I cannot put it in the chest that it's supposed to go to because it's full. I'm waiting for room. But it's not what happens. When you put this in now, it actually goes to the storage chest. So it can't put it into where the filter is, so it just goes to the next one and it puts it in here. Now, this is a big problem to me. And by the way, it doesn't go into the storage system right now because I put a switch on that transfer node down there, because when we're done testing, I want to be able to look into this chest and see all the ingots and so on, making sure everything gets processed right. So if you guys have any ideas on how I can make this, so if one of these chests is full, just don't send it. Meaning the ender quarry chest is gonna get full, or the digiminer, and then they stop. Wait until they have room again. So for the time being, once it gets to the end over here, I'm just gonna have an array of chests as overflow. So if something like this happens, that any one of these ore processing chests gets full, quintuple could get full quite easy. The quadruple, well, we're throwing a lot of stuff at it when we get going. So I just want to have this ready. And if you guys have any idea, let me know. Now I gotta turn this guy back. I want it to be sending a redstone signal to this node, because as soon as I put this chest down, there's a bunch of stuff in it, and I don't want it to start until I flip the switch up at the ore processing part. So when we start it, all these should go into the quadruple ore processing, all these into the regular ore processing, these into the quintuple. These should go into this chest and just sit there. And the last one down here is for the time being going then straight into the storage system and should just wait here. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. Now let's go up to the ore processing, and let me show you guys what I did here. Here's that wireless switch that when we're ready, I'm going to disable it and it turns on. So we put these ender chests here for the quintuple ore processing. I set up 4 filters. You guys see, it's probably a little hard to see, but this is the dark red, dark green, and dark blue. And I set it up that the osmium goes to dark blue, the ferrous goes to dark green, and the mana infused and the shiny both go to dark red. And so I'm pretty sure that's gonna work. As soon as ore comes in here, there's no other setting. Again, if you guys have any idea what this S is for, I don't know what that is, and there's no tooltip. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments. Of course, I can look it up in the wiki, but I'm probably gonna forget. So if you guys mention it in the comment, then I'll appreciate it greatly. Okay, so let's first continue where we were with the quadruple. Stuff comes in here, gets pumped in, gets processed all the way to the end, and then the ingots are gonna go into this automatic ore converter. Okay, and here I don't have anything set up yet because we're gonna collect it first in the chest anyway. But I'm gonna have to probably put in things depending on what I have in the deep storage units already, because in the manual workshop so far, I've processed most of the stuff with the thermal expansion machines, and now I'm using mechanisms. So for example, copper tin. Can't think of any other ones top of my head. Maybe aluminum and so on are probably gonna not match what's in the deep storage unit. So I'm gonna set these targets down here, and then all the ingots that come in here automatically get converted into the ones I want, so they fit into the storage system. But I'll update you guys once I have something to show here on which ones I set up. And then a simple transfer node going into our storage left, this chest right here. And that then goes down and gets sucked into all the deep storage units. All right. Now, on the other end, this took me forever to figure out how I want to set this up. Everything from the pulverizer and the enrichment chamber. Let me show you guys the filters first, sorry. Red is the pulverizer. I'm running the diamond, emerald, sulfur, and saltpeter. These guys have no byproducts, nothing. They're gonna go in this pipe and then over here get routed nowhere. It's gonna go straight through into the storage system. The same for the enrichment chamber, which is the dark down here, redstone, lapis, and salt. No byproducts, gonna go straight into storage system. And then the sag mill here. That was the problem. Certus bauxite Certus bauxite and coal, all that stuff goes straight into the storage system. Coal can have the coal powder, cobblestone, and diamond as byproducts. Again, I don't care. Go straight in the storage system. But the yellowite, I did not want to make an extra furnace or anything. And we're going to get the, what is it called? Yellorium dust and cyanide dust. We have a, what was it? 5% chance to get cyanide. Well, I wanted that to go back over here to get smelted. Okay, so I got the filter, and then I added this chest over here after I found out about, what happens if this guy is full? I cannot send it there right now. Then it will all just go straight into the storage system. So I made this chest here first, so if this guy is ever full, some yellorium and cyanide can start collecting here, and then when there's room, it gets sent in, comes back out of the converter and back into the storage system. Whew. All right, so if everything goes right, I'm going to flip this lever now, and we should see a lot of action going on here. Cross your fingers. Right, first of all, I want to see these guys over here. Got them going down here. Must have not gotten to the other ones yet. Oh, I already got... Alright, these are not going. And yes, I didn't put any osmium or... I forgot what the other... ferrous ore. Okay, so these guys are going. This guy's breaking it up into the slurry. That should be in here. Yep, it's filling up and it's... Is it doing something? Why are you not doing anything? Oh, okay. So this is clean. Why can I... Oh, I don't see it over here because it instantly it gets converted and then goes straight in here. It doesn't fill this tank yet. Okay. And it never will because this machine processes it faster. That's why I put the speed upgrades and then this. Okay, so that's working. I am lagging right now. This is insane. Still have 40 FPS, but holy shnikes. Okay, so now let's check on these guys. Aren't they supposed to have something to do? I think that they're already done because I gave them so many speed upgrades. This is the resonant one with the full upgrades here. Let me see if I got something to put in there. Yeah, let's put coal in there. And do I have anything else? Yeah, Lorium. Well, they're both in the sag mill. Wanted to get something in the other guy. But over here, this is all going well. Guess I can just check the output chest. Yep, diamonds are here. Emeralds. Oh my god, that was fast over here. Holy, I'm gonna have to get a stack real quick. We gotta see this in action. Oops, wrong place. My diamonds are here. I have never seen the resonant pulverizer. This is the first one I made with all the upgrades. Just drop this in here. Oh my god! That is awesome. Holy moly. Okay, so let's see all the stuff we're getting here. It did the crystals right, 1 for 1. All the lapis. This one was supposed to come in here and sit here. The sulfur got here. Diamonds. And now let's check up here. Did I put any yellorium? I don't think I did. Let me get some real quick. Oh, come on. No, that's sulfur. Where's my yellorium? Oh my god, I'm sorry guys. I got such a mess, I hate it. 1. Really? Where's all my yellorium? Well, let's just get 1. I don't want to waste any more time. And let's put that in here. Go down in the sag mill. Boom, done. Come over here. And there it is. Okay, so it's actually getting in there between the silver and so on. So this should probably never really back up. Okay. So that seems to be... There's 2. Okay. And of course now you guys see already... I think the silver and lead, I have all that from thermal. Iron is iron. Silver, I gotta check. I'll go through this between episodes and find out all the ones that I need to convert in the converter. I wanna see, this guy isn't as fast, but we should get all this over here. It should not go in the smeltery. Okay, good. Well, holy moly, this lag is pretty intense right now. So I'm definitely gonna change these out. They were just for show. I don't really want to see these guys moving around. And how far is this? Almost done with the platinum. And then here we should have the mithril waiting. Yep. Which is the mana infused, I believe. Okay, cool. How are these guys doing on... That's doing good. This guy is empty. So the hydrogen chloride... Oh my god. I'm gonna have to put more speed upgrades and stuff in here, definitely. Have some on me. Let's do 2 more in each one of them. Well, let's do 2 more in this guy. Actually, I'm gonna put them all in here because this backed up over here. This guy is doing okay. Alright, I don't want to bug you guys anymore with this now. I hope you guys can help me out with the problem with the overflow on those transfer pipes and the filters. And guys, if you have any suggestions, anything that you think I can do better, besides making it humongous, I don't want to make it any bigger. I really would like it to stay that size. You know, maybe here or there a little bit, that's fine. But please go down in the comments and let me know any information, tips and tricks, anything would be greatly appreciated. And as always, if you liked the episode, thumbs up is greatly appreciated. I think I just said appreciated 3 times in like 30 seconds, but I appreciate you guys. Yay! Until next time, take care everybody. Bye-bye.